Thanks for staying with us at STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guest is President Dwaun Warmack of Harris-Stowe State University, and thank you again for being here. Again, congratulations for these great numbers. We've got increased enrollment by 34% over the past 4 years, 103 increase in first-time freshman enrollment. That's just a few of the many, many achievements that you've had. When we looked at all those graphs, let's take kind of go dig a little bit deeper behind that. How does this happen? I mean, this is clearly laser focused. You've been in this position 5 years. How is this accomplished?
Well, we incorporated two important documents. We created a robust strategic plan that outlined our strategy for the next 5 years at our institution that was guided by KPIs, key performance indicators, so we can measure our success within our work. And we followed that plan throughout. And from an enrollment standpoint, we created a robust enrollment management plan that tied to our strategic plan and outlined our growth strategies within there. And so within that enrollment management plan, we talked about territory management. We talked about where do we create the best yield, where do we get the students that fit the Harris-Stowe model and brand. And so we've gone after that student, and it's yielded great dividends and results for us by following that plan.
Yeah, and I think it's important. I think you're alluding to the point that things change. Like, it's just what might have worked 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago is not necessarily the case anymore because the world, society, it changes. What types of changes are you seeing in your student body?
Well, as you know, the students that entered this class here of 2018 that will graduate in 2023, think about they were born in the year 2000. So their context and worldview is post the year 2000. And so they're looking for things, technology is all they know, right? And so as we talk to our faculty who are doing an amazing job, but just looking at engaged pedagogy models, how do we infuse technology into all of our teaching methods? How do we ensure that students are getting service faster, right? You know, so they come to the financial aid office, they want things processed. If I apply to the institution, I want a decision fast. And so before we can wait and send out these long mailers, so infusing technology into the work that we're serving the population that we're here to serve. But it's also, too, we have an amazing team that believes in the mission of the institution, and when they're serving that mission, it's easier for them to do the work.
That's great. That's really interesting. Speaking of with your students' honors, we have a student by the name of Reed Chun who was recently honored. Tell me more about this.
So Reed's an amazing scholar. Reed's our student government president, recently elected by his voted by his student peers as student body president at Harris-Stowe State University. But he just received an amazing honor. He's now a White House competitive scholar. It's called White House Competitiveness Scholar. They select roughly about 50 to 70 students across the country to be a part of this very competitive process. Reed's an amazing student, academic scholar. He wants to go into the engineering program with St. Louis University. He's a student that you want to watch in the next 10 years. He will do some amazing things. And
before we wrap up, we've just got a little bit of time left. You mentioned the White House. There's something else. Tell me the White House Initiative, and you were the university's one of four selected. Tell me more about this.
So White House Initiative on HBCUs is a program, initiative that was started in the White House years ago, where all historically black colleges and universities are a part of. Well, the Department of Education had a back to school tour, and the White House Initiative was able to select 4 schools, and Harris-Stowe was one of the 4 schools that was selected a part of this tour. And Mr. Holyfield was the person from the White House that came in to talk about competitiveness and the HBCU's roles in that space. So it's a great time. We were honored to host the White House Initiative on HBCUs here, and a variety of government and private sectors were involved in that conversation. So it's a great time at Harris-Stowe.
Well, it's been honest. Keep up the good work, and it's just such an honor and privilege to have you here to talk about just the success in such a short period of time. So keep it up, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we've got quickly some information there on the screen. Head to hssu.edu to learn more about Harris-Stowe State University. Well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.